Sonny, on. Just like with Makana, we had that moment, those few moments where he started to revert. Started to regress, so he was getting a little better, quite a bit better, and then he regressed a little. On. Sonny, on. On. Even though he's looking outside of the trailer, I'm not worried about it. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Good boy. He's definitely being an overachiever now. Now, if Sonny were to turn around right now and step out of the trailer, I'm not worried about that at all. When I'm first teaching a horse to get inside a trailer, I don't worry about them turning around. I know some trainers will really focus on not letting them turn around, but to me, I want him to feel relaxed. So if he gets in there and he turns around, I don't want to make him panic as he's trying to turn around. Just let him turn around and come out. That's fine. After a day or two, then what I will do is if he turns around and steps outside the trailer, then I'm going to put his feet to work and then put him back in. And if he chooses to turn around and step out, he's going to have to work. And eventually, after 2 or 3 days, he's not going to want to turn around because he knows if he just gets in there and stays there, he gets a nice long break. Sonny, on. 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 Right there, release. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before with Makana, and that is walking up, approaching him. And you can see Sonny, as I approach him, he gets a little panicked too. So I'm going to ask him to get back on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. And I don't know if you can tell, but he's getting less reactive to this flag. Because I'm using the flag to get him to move his feet, he's actually being less reactive to it, which is pretty cool that that happens. Okay, I'm going to approach him. Now, I keep this flag back here and away as I approach him. I don't want to stick the flag up here in front when I approach him. Good boy. Oh, you get a nice break in here. Again, like we talked about with Makana, the key here is there are two things going on. One is I'm getting him to relax to being inside this trailer, inside this cave, that naturally he's going to, almost all horses are afraid naturally of being inside of a trailer, especially at first. Why? Because it's a cave. It's an area where they can get caught and killed. So horses have evolved to not like claustrophobic spaces like this, dark claustrophobic spaces. So how am I teaching him to get in here and relax to it? Pressure and release. I'm teaching him I'm being his leader and getting him to follow my lead. And once he starts following my lead, he learns to get in here and relax to this trailer. And he'll learn to relax to a lot of other things that I do with him as we ride him and as we move forward in his training, as his owner does. He's very relaxed right now, so I'm just going to let him sulk in that. Oh, so he's very relaxed right now. I'm just going to let him soak in that. He's quite wet too. Now I tapped him just a little bit on the withers. He was bothered by that. So I'm going to work on that. Just anytime I can find a no-no zone, something that bothers him, I'm going to work on it. Now I'm not going to work on it a lot right here because we're in this claustrophobic space, but if I can work on it just a little bit as I'm rubbing on him, that's going to help him. Anytime you're with your horse, you want to work on something that they're not perfect at. If you're not addressing some issue that they have, then you're not improving your horse every day. But if you're always looking for what could I improve on with my horse, you'll find it. You'll find something. Every horse has things they can improve on. Now I'm just going to step away from him. If he'll follow me, that's great. Walk towards his hip. Good boy. I remember early on how bothered he was by being touched on the face. Now he's a little bit better at it. Find what your horse is weak at and work on it. Most of the time, they just need good exposure. That's it. If my horse doesn't like being touched around the ears, as long as there's not pain going on when I touch him, then I can help my horse through that. Obviously, you want to address the issue if it's pain. You want to take care of that. If something's painful, you can't expect him to be relaxed to being touched that way. I love that. That's the most relaxed he's been today so far. Look at that lower head. And we even have a neighbor with his Tonka truck and bike, and he's doing pretty good. Yeah, looks like he has a white blaze now, right? Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Start there. He's licking and chewing. Sonny, on. Just like with Makana, we had those few moments where he started to revert. Started to regress, so he was getting a little better, quite a bit better, and then he regressed a little. Took 5 minutes or so, and then came right back on. And on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. We'll start there again. Now let's talk about this real quick. I release my pressure and he's not near as far into the trailer as he was earlier. Why did I release my pressure right now? Because I got to find a new starting point. He had achieved a certain level, but that doesn't mean I have to require that level at all times. Sometimes they're going to regress some. Sometimes because he didn't want to get in the trailer and he was getting afraid again, I'm just going to release the pressure early and often again. Don't require that they get all the way to where they were before. That's just going to put too much pressure on him. Release the pressure early and often. Teach him that it's okay. If he's in that state of regression, teach him that it's okay. We can start again. Don't get worried about the fact that he's not all the way in like he was before. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Let's ask him one more time. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Let's see if I can approach and rub on him a little bit. Oh, I'm going to quit him before he quits me if I can. He starts to feel the pressure of my coming up beside him, then he wants to back out of here. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. I reach up there and rub on him with my stick. Well, it's my flagpole. Rub on him. Good boy. Notice that I'm not rubbing on him with my flag end. I'm rubbing on him with my handle end. That way the flag's not going to spook him up here. He's worried, he's looking out there. He's still not convinced that being in here is the best thing. If he wants to come out, let's move his feet. Just going to keep him going. And I love how well he's round pinning now. Much better. Oh. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Ask for a little more. Good boy. Let's ask one more time. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. We get a little further. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. I might come over on this side. Just approach him from here. Maybe rub on him with my stick a little bit or with the handle of my flag. Now his butt is a little too close to this side for comfort right now, so I'm not going to approach on this left side yet. I might retreat, go to the other side, rub his right butt cheek. Buddy. He's a good boy. Just get him used to me moving around him. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. 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 Pressure. Pressure. Good boy. Sonny, on. Good boy. So now if he starts to come off, if he wants to come off, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on him. If he decides to do that and really convince him that being in there is the best thing for him. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. 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 Sonny, on. on, Sonny, on, Sonny. Now that wind's picking up, a storm's coming in. Perfect storm. Sonny, on, Sonny, on. 4 feet on, I'm gonna give him a break right there. Sonny, on, Sonny, on, Sonny, on, Sonny, on, Sonny, on. Yeah. Sonny, on. Uh-huh. Sonny, on. He's got a nice roll back. On. On. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. On. Good boy. He's back in there 2/3 of the way in. I'm going to approach, rub on him a little bit. Good boy. Might stand up here. Good boy. Give him a nice break here. If he comes out of the trailer, he's going to feel a lot of pressure. If he gets in here, he's going to feel nice and relaxed. Take all the pressure away. You can see his head is lowered some. He feels pretty good right now. His energy level is way down. He just took a nice deep breath and he's licking and chewing now. Beautiful. I'm going to retreat and approach again. Easy. Good boy. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. 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 And release. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. There. Now he's fully in. Good boy. Hurry, slam the gate shut. And that is a great point that was just brought up. And that is, there's a lot of people that will get their horse in, and as soon as they're in, they're going to race and try to shut this before they back out. That inevitably turns bad. It goes south. If you're trying to shut that gate before your horse backs out, and you get it, the worst case is if you get successful at it. If you actually get it shut and he tries to back out and he slams into that gate, you might think, oh, you finally got him in and you had a win there. But if he panics and runs against that gate, you just taught him that he just got trapped in there. See, it wasn't his choice to stay in there. He was forced to stay in there. You don't want him to feel like he's forced to stay in there. That makes him feel total claustrophobic, and he's not going to get better at it. He's going to get worse. So if he's going to back out, let him back out, and then ask him to get back in. Put pressure on him when he's out here, and release your pressure when he's inside. And eventually, you want to be able to shut that gate, whether it be the ramp or your gates on your trailer. You want to be able to shut it when he's nice and relaxed and not trying to come out. If he tries to come out, let him come out. Put him to work when he's out here. Sonny, on. Beautiful. That was really good. Now what I'd like to do is get him used to me being on his left side and then start to back him out. See, I don't want to approach him from that right side because I have less room. I can get slammed against that trailer. I want to approach him from over here. Good boy. Now, eventually, I can start to put a little pressure on him and get him to yield his hips away from me. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. 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 Sonny, on. On. On, Sonny. Good boy. Now there's a little more room there, so I might scoot up a little further. I can't get as far as I did with Makana. I'm going to let him poop first. Good boy. Good boy. And when I do come up in here, I'm not going to bring my flag in here. He's not ready for that. He's too panicked with the flag. Good boy. He's licking and chewing. I'm going to drop my flag. See if I can rub on him with both hands. Good boy. Now, in a second, so I'm going to approach and retreat here. Approach his front, retreat to the back. Approach his front. Good boy. Retreat to the back. Approach his front. And I'm not going to worry about rubbing him on his head right now because he needs some more work in open spaces on his face and head. But he can be rubbed on his body, up on his neck. Now, I might get on his cheek a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. This isn't the place you want to work on desensitizing his face to. You want to work on it out there where there's lots of room to move. Good boy. Okay, send him around. Sonny, on. No wonder he was confused. Sonny, on. How much did I do that? Did I do that a bunch? Okay. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Pressure. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Pressure, pressure, release. Good boy, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Pressure, pressure. Good boy. Sonny, on. 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 Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Pressure. Pressure. On. Release. Pressure. When that wind picks up and the storm starts coming in, you can see that regression happen. On. 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 Sonny, on. 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 Regression number 2, yep. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. on. Go back to the beginning. So, yeah, a lot of regression for about a minute or two, and then decided to go back on. So that's a double regression, and that might happen with Sonny. One thing that his owner has noted is that he's real sensitive to his face, sensitive to a flag, sensitive to being bridled. And if he's not worked very, very consistently, he'll regress quite a bit, right? It almost feels like it's Groundhog Day every day, like trying to work with the same reactive horse the next day. He might come down, get nice and relaxed, and the next day he's up again. And so that's kind of showing up here in the trailer loading, where he's regressing a little bit more than normal. But he's still getting it. He regressed, but I just kept the pressure on until he started to do the right thing, and then released my pressure. And now he's in here nice and comfortable. And every time he regresses and we get through that, he's going to get more solid. That foundation is going to get more solid. And eventually there isn't going to be regression in this, and probably with just about anything. He is a horse that just requires more maintenance, that's for sure. I always say they're your reactive saddlebreds, your reactive quarter horses, reactive Arabians, most Arabians, they take a lot more maintenance. And maintenance is just repeating things over and over again. You know, I'll take these Arabian horses and ride them out on the trail. And if it's a different, I'm just going to send them around. The Arabian horses can, and a lot of horses can be like this. It's those really intelligent and sensitive horses that notice the slightest change in something, whether it be a shadow or something's misplaced. They can notice that, and then it'll bother them, when other horses will just ignore it because they don't really notice those small changes as much, and they don't bother them. Even if they do notice them, it doesn't bother them. But a horse like him, it does bother him. It's part of the reason why this morning he was being so reactive in the round pen here, because we had a neighbor with a child walking around, and that upset him. That was different than he's usually used to. So I'm going to let him blow some steam here and just let him move around. I'm going to start to magnetize him to that trailer by making him move his feet away from the trailer. Boy, he's nice and balanced too. Picks up the correct lead. Whoa. Send him the other way a few circles. Watch your feet. He's starting to breathe heavier. He's starting to crave some oxygen. Whoa. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. See him looking at the trailer? Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Even though he's going slow, I'm okay with that. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. Pressure. On. 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 About to go in again. Sonny, on. That time he went all the way in. Beautiful. Let's see if I can approach and rub on him. Good boy. Then retreat, go away. My goal right now would be for him to stay in there when I retreat. So if I walk off the trailer, I want him to stay in there. My walking off the trailer is not his cue to walk off. Come up here and rub on him again. Good boy. Now I'm going to see if I can get him to go forward a little bit more from here. So I'm just going to stand here. What happened is that rain started hitting the top of the trailer. Sonny, on. On. So this adds a whole new element to the trailer loading. You got the raindrops tapping on the top of the trailer and the wind blowing the trailer. Sonny, on. I always say work with the horse you have today and also work with the conditions you have today. Sonny, on. It's not always going to be perfect when you're trying to load a horse. That's exactly right. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. Good boy. You have to take the conditions you're given, and sometimes you're in a situation where there's rain, and that condition makes the situation harder. It makes it harder for him to get in because the rain is hitting on the top of the trailer, the wind is blowing the trailer doors, and it feels scarier to him to have that wind, all that noise, that extra noise from the trailer, from the elements. And so we're just working with the horse we have today, with the conditions we have today, and he's doing just fine. He's able to go right back in. Took him a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get him to walk forward here. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. Kind of a spook to move forward, but good boy. He's licking and chewing. This is heavenly weather compared to November in Wyoming. Right. Yeah. I'm going to start asking Sonny to get out now. Sonny, off. Sonny, off. Good boy. Let's see if he'll go back on. Sonny, on. On. Good boy. Sonny, off. Sonny, off. Sonny, off. Sonny, off. Good boy. Just let him stand right here. I'm okay that he's looking over there. Okay, let's ask him to go in. Sonny, on. On. Sonny, on. On. Good boy. Good boy. Off. Sonny. Sonny, on. On. Good boy. I think that's a good time to call it quits. Sonny is doing great. You know, with the rain coming down and it being windy, he definitely had some regression, and it wasn't just from the rain, it just wasn't the weather. He also is a horse that naturally has a tendency to regress during things that we're working with him in training, whether it be his halter, his bridle, his reactivity to the flag, his reactivity in the round pin. That's okay. Work with the horse you have today. Work through those issues. I felt like he did really good getting in the trailer. You know, we had probably 3 or 4 regressions, but now he's standing in the trailer. Now, if he's going to step out right here, I'm going to ask him to step back in. Sonny, on. Sonny, on. Good boy. What I would prescribe for Sonny is that he gets work just like this every day for the next 7 days, 5 to 7 days.
With the trailer in this location?
With the trailer in this location. If you don't have to go anywhere, just leave the trailer here. Bring him in tomorrow, do the same thing. Warm him up, make sure he's going around the round pen, and then start asking him to go in. Use this cue. Now, if you want to find a different cue than this hand cue and saying Sonny on, that's fine too. As long as you're consistent with that cue and consistent with his training, eventually, Sonny on, Sonny on, Sonny on, Sonny on. Good boy. Good boy. Eventually, with 5 more days of training with Sonny doing exactly this, it's going to get easier and easier. Tomorrow, it might take about 45 minutes to get this done. The next day, it might take about 20 minutes, or it might drop down to like 3 or 4 minutes. Eventually, you want to just be able to take him from that end. Now, like Makana, I was able to take him to the other end of the round pen and send him into the trailer. Sonny's not there yet, not today, but maybe by tomorrow or the next day, he'll be there. But if you're consistent with Sonny's training on a daily basis, he's going to really come along. Sonny needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of consistency. Sonny, on. Good boy. He needs a lot of consistency. If he doesn't get that consistency, he's going to be a horse that really continues to struggle the years to come. But if you can be really consistent for 5 to 7 days, and then after that, maybe every couple days, just make sure and work on getting him in, getting him out, getting him in, getting him out. And definitely working on loading, trailer loading and unloading with a halter and a lead rope. Doing both of it, just helping him get comfortable being inside the trailer, going in there, hanging out in there. Make it hard out here, make it easy inside the trailer, and he's going to get to the point where he craves being in there and isn't thinking about coming out like he is right now. Sonny, on. Good boy. I like Sonny. I liked working with him. It was really fun. I saw a lot of progress today. I see a good future for him, and I look forward to working with your horse next time on House Calls with Luke.